Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
A very sad episode of Dragnet, the 22 rifle for Christmas. This episode was repeated several times for a very good reason. There are some things that you should not give youngsters for Christmas. December 22nd, 1949, Dragnet and a 22 rifle for Christmas.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to hear is true. Only the names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Dragnet.
You're a detective sergeant. You're assigned to homicide detail. A small boy is reported missing from his home. His age, 9 years. Foul play is suspected. Your job, find him.
Dragnet, the documented drama of an actual crime. For the next 30 minutes, in cooperation with the Los Angeles Police Department, you will travel step by step on the side of the law through an actual case from official police files. From beginning to end, from crime to punishment, Dragnet is the story of your police force in action.
It was Thursday, December 22nd. It was cold in Los Angeles. We were working the night watch out of homicide. My partner's Ben Romero. The boss is Thad Brown, chief of detectives. My name's Friday. I was on the way into work, and it was 3:55 p.m. when I got to room 42. Homicide.
Hi, Joe.
Ben, what's doing?
Oh, pretty quiet. How's your mother?
Oh, that cold still hanging on. Bad cough. Doc says nothing serious.
My kid's got the same thing. Must be some kind of a virus going around.
Yeah.
Is that a new suit you got on?
Oh, yeah. Ma figured I needed one.
Let me see. Oh, yeah, that's a nice shade of blue. Where'd you get it?
Quincy's down in South Fig. Look okay?
Turn around. Oh, yeah, that's a good fit.
Did you get all the reports on the Webster case yet?
Yeah, all taken care of.
Let me get it. Homicide, Friday.
This is Levinson, Unit 113J. Got something for you.
Yeah, Harry, what's doing?
Doherty and I are out here on Collis Avenue, 4656. Trying to track down a 9-year-old boy.
What's the story?
The kid's missing. Suspicion of foul play.
How long has he been gone?
About 2 hours. Looks like a job for homicide.
How do you figure?
Kid was last seen playing in the backyard of his home.
Yeah?
We checked over the yard.
Find anything?
Bloodstains, lots of them. They look new.
Ben and I left a message for Chief of Detectives Thad Brown. Then we went over to the crime lab, picked up Lieutenant Lee Jones, and drove out the Arroyo Seco freeway to Collis Avenue. It was an average neighborhood. Number 4656 was a one-story green stucco residence situated on the corner of Collis Avenue and Harrison Drive. Beyond the backyard was a tract of undeveloped land covered with scrub oak. Harry Levinson from Highland Park Juvenile was waiting for us in front of the house.
Back this way, fellas. I'm coming, Lee.
Wait till I get my bag.
Okay. Who notified you that the boy was missing, Harry?
The mother said she went out to do some Christmas shopping about 11 this morning, left the boy home. She came back about 2 this afternoon. He was gone. What's the name? Johnstone. Kid's name is Stanley, 9 years old.
Mm-hmm. Was this gate open like this when you got here?
Oh, yeah, I haven't touched the thing. Here are the stains over here, Lieutenant Jones, along the edge of the walk, see?
Yeah. Let me see.
Quite a few stains, huh?
Looks like it might be blood. I'll try some benzodine on these spots here. Yeah, there we are. See what happens?
Where's the kid's mother now, Harry? In the house. Doherty's talking to her.
Did you talk to any of the neighbors?
People next door. One's on this side. They couldn't tell us anything.
There it is, fellas.
Yali?
These spots I covered with benzodine, they're turning blue. Bloodstains, all right. Can't say definitely whether it's human or animal blood.
Mm-hmm. You have to go back to the lab to run it through?
Yeah, biological precipitin test. Hand me one of those glass vials from my bag, will you?
Yeah. Okay, here you are.
Thanks. Scrape some of these flakes off for a test. There we are.
How soon can you tap the blood for us, Lee?
Precipitin test won't run more than 20 minutes. It'll take 3 or 4 hours to run a blood grouping, though. That's it. Anything else you want to check?
Levinson, anything else?
Oh, right here, my handkerchief. Empty shell. That marker over there by the rose bush, that's where I found it.
From a .22, huh?
Yeah. Might tie in, might not.
Mark it and dump it in this envelope, will you?
Oh, yeah. There. Joe. There you go.
Did you get out a missing broadcast on the boy here?
Doherty did about half hour ago. Oh, here's a description here.
Thank you.
Mother know about the bloodstains?
No, we didn't tell her. She's worried enough already.
And she has no idea what might have happened to her boy.
No more than we do. She checked all her friends, relatives. We're covering the neighborhood. No trace so far.
Not much to go on.
Bloodstains, empty cartridge.
Could mean 100 things.
Any ideas, Franny?
Yeah, just one, and I don't like it. 4:30 p.m., Thursday, December 22nd. The neighborhood search for 9-year-old Stanley Johnstone continued. Lee Jones went back to the crime lab to start the precipitant test and the blood grouping. Levinson and his partner Doherty from Highland Juvenile stood by. We called Chief of Detectives Thad Brown, and he ordered up a special detail to aid in the search for the missing boy. Ben and I questioned the boy's mother, Mrs. Ruth Johnstone, a woman in her early 40s. She seemed fairly calm under the circumstances.
Miss Johnstone, is your boy Stan in the habit of wandering off without telling you where he's going?
No, he's not in the habit of wandering off, but he has done it before.
When was the last time, Miss Johnstone?
You don't have any children, do you, Sergeant Friday?
No, I'm not married.
Well, there comes that time in every young boy's life when he feels that it's time to leave home, to go out on his own. Usually happens somewhere around 8 to 10.
I think I know what you mean. I got a boy.
Well, then you know how it is. My husband and I scolded Stanley one day after school, and he was quite put out about it. He thought George and I were unfair. Packed a few of his things and left.
How long was he gone?
Oh, no time at all, about 2 hours. I was worried about him, but my husband said to leave him alone. Said every boy had to go through that stage.
Well, then you think he's run away from home again this time?
Yes, I think so. He's been gone about 4 hours now, and I have a funny feeling about it.
Did you and his father have some misunderstanding with the boy recently?
Well, that's just it. We haven't. I don't mind telling you now that we're talking about it. I am getting worried.
Any place around that he might like to visit? Hobby shop, playground, where he might be?
Yeah, there's Jensen's model shop and little Shanna Burroughs, but I've already called them, and he hasn't been seen all day. I called all his friends. They have no idea where he is either.
We'd like a list of all his friends and the places that he was known to frequent.
Oh, yeah? All right, I'll give them to you. Where do you suppose he is?
Where's your husband now, Miss Johnstone?
Oh, he's at work. George works for the city. He's a fireman.
What house is he stationed at?
Engine Company 12. He's working the 8th platoon. He'll be home tomorrow morning. I haven't told him that Stanley's gone.
Was there any chance that the boy might be down at the firehouse with his father?
No. No, he seldom goes down there anymore. No, I don't think he's there. I'm awfully worried. May I call my husband?
Certainly. Go right ahead.
I know George will be worried. Stanley's been gone too long. Hello? May I speak with George Johnstone? This is Mrs. Johnstone. Thank you. I hate to call George at his work.
Yes, ma'am.
Does your husband own a gun?
Yes, he does.
What caliber, do you know?
Well, it's a .45 automatic. He got it. George? This is Ruth. George, is Stanley down there with you by any chance? Oh. No, I can't find him anywhere. He hasn't been here when I came home from my shopping. There are 2 policemen here. No, I said there are 2 policemen here. Oh, no, dear. I'll call you if we don't find him soon. All right, dear. Yes, you too. Goodbye. Well, I didn't think he'd be with George.
That .45, is that the only gun in the household?
Well, yes. Why are you asking about guns? Has anything happened that you're not telling me about?
No, ma'am. Just routine checking. We'll have to take a look at that .45, if you don't mind.
Maybe I should tell you. We do have another gun in the house, but it's all wrapped up. George bought it for Stanley's Christmas present.
May we see it, please?
Well, yes. Will you have to unwrap it?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Well, I think I can reach it. We had to hide it. Now, let me see. Oh, here's the paper it was wrapped in. Stanley must have found it. It's gone. See, here's the gift card and the box the gun came in. The rifle.
Can I look at that box, ma'am? Thank you.
How about it, Joe?
.22 caliber. Thursday, December 22nd, 5:15 p.m. It was getting dark. The search for the missing boy continued. We checked the list of Stanley Johnstone's friends. None of them or their parents had any idea of his whereabouts. We talked with Levinson again. He had been in touch with the detail combing the neighborhood. They had found nothing. We went down to Collis Avenue and 10th Street, service station on the corner.
1 nickel, Joe?
No, I got one. You watch for that, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. 2667, please.
2667. Crime Lab, Jones.
Hi, Lee. Joe Friday.
Yeah, Joe. Any sign of the Johnson kid?
No, not yet. How are you coming?
Finished the precipitin test. It's human blood.
Yeah?
Working with a blood group now. Do you know what type the Johnson boy has?
No, we didn't want to upset his mother. I thought we'd wait till the last thing. We're still in the neighborhood.
Check with the family physician. That way you won't disturb her.
Yeah, we figured on that. Oh, just a minute, Lee. Yeah, Ben.
Boss just pulled up.
Okay. Thad Brown's out here now. I'll check you later, Lee, huh?
Yeah, right, Joe.
All right, goodbye.
Gentlemen, how's it going?
Just checked with Lee Jones.
Yeah, I know. It's human blood. What do you think?
We talked with the boy's mother, Mrs. Johnstone. Found a gun missing.
Yeah.
Caliber's the same as the empty casing that Levinson found. 22.
You said the gun was missing.
Yeah, the Johnstones were going to give it to the boy as a Christmas present. They had it hidden, but it's gone now.
Any idea who took it?
Well, they left the Christmas wrapping behind. I think it was the kid.
22 rifle, huh? 9-year-old boy. When are they going to learn? First, it's carbide cannons on the 4th of July. The city issued ordinance after ordinance. But a few thousand kids around the country had to lose their eyes, fingers, hands before the parents gives us their full cooperation to outlaw them.
I know what you mean.
Sure you do. You and every other cop in the country became the heavies trying to clamp down on them. It's always the same story. This time it's guns for Christmas.
I know what you're thinking, but we're not sure yet.
Now listen, Friday, there's a city ordinance against giving a gun to a kid. You know that?
Yes, I know that.
There's a missing boy and a missing gun. There's blood on the ground and an empty shell. That's enough for me.
We're going to stay with it. Something's got to break.
Yeah. I hope it's not the hearts of that kid's parents.
Oh, hi, Chief. I've been looking for you, Friday.
What do you got, Harry?
Found the gun. New .22 rifle. Strong smell of cord. I'd say it's been recently fired.
Where'd you find it, Levinson?
Back up there in that scrub oak. Up behind the Johnston house. Mrs. Johnstone identified it. Buckley took it down to the crime lab.
Thanks, Harry. Is Miss Johnston okay?
Pretty sick now. Kilby came up with something else.
What's that?
There's another one missing. An 8-year-old boy.
6:30 p.m. We talked with Officer Kilby about the other missing boy. He told us that his name was Stephen Moorheim, 8 years old. His family had just moved into the neighborhood, and it seemed that no one besides the Moorheim family knew that the boys played together. Mrs. Moorheim told us that Stephen told her that he was going out to play and that he'd be home by 6 o'clock for dinner. She told us that he was an unusually prompt boy and almost never overstayed his playtime. We got a description of the Moorheim boy and put out a missing broadcast. We called the Johnstones' family doctor. He told us that Stanley's blood was type O. At 7 p.m., we talked again with Mrs. John Moorheim.
Are you sure Mrs. Johnstone doesn't know where the boys are?
She has no idea, Miss Moorheim.
It's terrible. It's just awful. I feel there's more to this thing. Something you're not telling me.
Well, there's no use to upset you until we know a few things for sure.
Then you are holding back something.
Now, please try not to worry, Ms. Moorheim. There are certain questions we'll have to ask, routine questions in any kind of investigation.
Is there anything else you want to know?
Yes, ma'am. What is your boy's blood type?
That's a funny question. Do you think anything's happened to him? Have you found him and you're not telling me?
No, ma'am, we haven't found him. We don't think anything's happened to him.
His blood type?
Yes, ma'am.
I think I have it written down in Stevie's baby book. Yes, here it is. It's type O.
Thank you. Wonder if I might use your phone, please?
Yes, of course. It's in the hall.
I'll be right back, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
City Hall.
2667, please.
2667.
Crime Lab, Pinker.
Hello, Ray. This is Friday. Lee there?
Just a minute, Joe. Take 2, Lee. Jones speaking.
Checking back, Lee.
Did you get the blood types on the 2 missing boys?
Yeah, both boys type O.
So were the stains, Joe. Type O.
You are listening to Dragnet for the solution to an actual case from official police files.
December 22nd, 1949, Dragnet on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
And here's the cinnamon bear.
The oldest known children's Christmas cereal in radio history, the Cinnamon Bear, featuring some of the most popular actors in radio history, including Elliot Lewis, Joseph Kearns, Verna Felton, Lou Merrill, Frank Nelson, Howard McNear, and child actress Barbara Jean Wong. 85 years later, this series of Judy and Jimmy traveling to Maybeland to recover their silver stars still fascinates youngsters of all ages. Now we're offering the entire 26-episode series of The Cinnamon Bear via download for a Buy Me a Coffee donation of $10 or more at classicradio.stream. Support Classic Radio Theater and have The Cinnamon Bear for your family to enjoy for years to come. Go to classicradio.stream and donate $10 or more, and I'll send you a link for immediate download. classicradio.stream. I want to make this clear. I don't think that Jack Webb was talking against gun ownership here, and we know that he wasn't. He and the police chief of Los Angeles were against giving youngsters rifles for Christmas. That was the big issue in this episode. You don't give rifles for Christmas with the opportunity that youngsters would be playing with them, as is happening in this story, unsupervised. December 22nd, 1949, Dragnet, a .22 rifle for Christmas.
8 p.m., Thursday, December 22nd. Still no sign of either of the missing boys. Chief of Detectives Thad Brown went back to headquarters to direct the search from there. He dispatched another detail of 50 men to aid in the hunt for the missing youngsters. 8:30 p.m. It was getting colder. The citrus growers were warned to expect a freeze. We went up the block to see Mrs. Johnstone. Her husband had quit work early and returned home. We talked with him. He could tell us nothing more than we already knew. We still had not informed either of the families about the bloodstains and the empty cartridge casing which had been discovered in the backyard of the Johnstone home. It was more than possible that they had a right to know about our findings, but Ben and I felt that there was no cause to add to the distress of the two families at this time. If the two missing boys were found alive and well, then the bloodstains in the cartridge case would be of no concern to the relieved parents. At 8:40 p.m., Ben and I left the Johnstone house and went to the home of Mr. and Mrs. John Moorheim.
Miss Moorheim, you said your husband worked at a market?
Yes. He telephoned about 15 minutes ago and said he was closing up right away. He'll be here any minute. I do wish Stevie would call or come home. It's so cold out tonight. All he had on was a thin cotton jacket.
Please try not to worry. We're doing everything we can. He's going to be all right.
Stevie's father's such a sensitive man. He and the boy are so close. I know he's terribly upset.
No, you're sure there's no place you might have forgotten? Someplace where the boy might be?
No place. No. If anything happened to the boy, it'll just kill John.
No.
You sit still. I'll get it, Miss Moorheim.
Joe?
Hi, Harry.
The Johnstone kid. He's been found.
Oh, he's home, Sergeant. He's come home. Thank God he's all right.
Where's he been? Did he tell you?
No, he didn't. His clothes were all dirty and he's acting strange. I've never seen him like this.
How do you mean, Miss Johnson?
Well, he just came in the front door and said, "Hello, Mom," and then he sat down in a chair and stared at the floor. He won't talk to his father or me.
Do you mind if I talk to him?
No, go ahead. I asked him about the little Moorheim boy and he wouldn't tell me a thing.
Where is he now?
In the living room.
Looks all right.
Yes. Son, this is a police officer. He wants to talk to you. Now, don't be afraid, dear. He only wants to ask you some questions. Son. You see, Sergeant?
Stanley, come on, look at me, son. Get your head up, youngster. Come on, now that's better. I had your mother pretty worried, you know that? You want to tell us where you've been?
I wish you'd try to get him to eat a little something.
Do you hear that, son? Want something to eat? Stanley, there's another little boy up the street who hasn't come home. Do you know where he is? His father and mother are worried about him, too. Just like your folks were. You've got to help us find him, son.
I killed him. I killed Steve with the .22. We were only playing. But I killed him.
How do you know you killed him? Maybe he's only hurt. Now, isn't that it?
No, he's dead. I know he's dead. The gun went off. We forgot we put bullets in there.
Where is he, Stanley?
I hid him. I was scared. I didn't want anybody to find him.
Where did you hide him, son?
In a cave up on the hill. I didn't mean it. It was my pal.
Do you want to show us where, son?
Yes, I'll show you. Please don't send me to jail.
9:15 p.m., Thursday, December 22nd. 9-year-old Stanley Johnstone led the way up the hill behind the backyard of his home. He showed us the wagon he moved the body in. His father came along with us. About 50 feet from the crest of the hill, the boy pointed to a thicket of scrub oak. There we found a small cave holding the body of Stephen Morheim. There was a single bullet wound in his chest just below his heart. He was dead. We covered the body.
Stanley, how did it happen?
I knew my folks were going to give me the gun for Christmas. I knew where it was, and I got it. There was a box of bullets with it.
Were you pointing the gun at Stephen?
No, sir. No, sir, I wasn't. It was Steve's turn to play with it. I was chasing him. He tripped over the stump there in our backyard and fell. The gun hit him in the stomach, and it went off.
Why do you think you killed him if you're telling us the truth?
I'm telling the truth, honest. That's the truth.
All right, I believe you, son, but why do you think you killed him?
It was my gun. Steve would still be alive if I didn't go and get it. I should have waited till Christmas. It's all my fault.
Where have you been all this time?
In the cave with Steve.
What were you doing in there, son?
I was praying. I was praying for God to make him alive again.
December 22nd, 1949, the first production of several of a .22 rifle for Christmas of Dragnet here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. The conclusion comes up next. There were a lot of complaints about this episode of Dragnet from December 22nd, 1949, including from the National Rifle Association. Los Angeles Police Chief William H. Parker said he would want more and more shows on this same subject to express the folly of giving rifles to kids for Christmas. Now the conclusion of Dragnet, December 22nd, 1949, on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
After a thorough investigation, Ben and I were convinced that the shooting of Stephen Morheim was accidental. Lieutenant Lee Jones' findings substantiated the Johnstone boy's story even to the smallest detail. We put in a call to the coroner's office and acquainted him with the facts. He designated a local mortuary to handle the body pending autopsy and granted us permission to remove the body to the Morheim home. Mrs. Morheim collapsed. The family doctor was called. Ben and I sat in the living room to wait for John Morheim, the dead boy's father.
Edith! Edith!
Mr. Morheim?
Yes. You the police?
Yes, sir.
Where's Edith? Where's my wife? Has my boy come home? Have you found him?
Yes, sir.
Oh, where is he? Steve! Stevie! Where's Steve? Oh, he's hurt, isn't he?
Yes, sir.
Oh, where is he? I want to see him.
He's hurt bad, Mr. Morheim.
Oh, where is he? I want to see him.
He's in his room.
How bad?
Pretty bad.
He's dead. All right, if I go in.
If you want to.
Will you go with me?
Sure. Don't make it any harder on yourself, Mr. Morheim.
I want to see my boy. Stevie.
Mr. Morheim.
Stevie. Listen to me, son. We've got you a lot of nice things for Christmas. Everything you wanted. I got you the 3 new cars for the train. The one with the searchlights really works. Son, you got that new switch you wanted to it. A lot more track. Oh, Steve. Now you can have a big layout. You know that new baseball mitt you saw? Well, I got it for you. Stevie. cowboy outfit you wanted. I got that too.
Mr. Moorheim. Come on, Joe.
What happened?
It was an accident. He was playing with the Johnstone boy up the street. Playing with a gun. It went off.
What was the other boy's name?
Stanley Johnstone. It was an accident.
Mr. Moorheim, where are you going?
I want to see that boy.
We had no idea what the dead boy's father had in mind. We didn't feel that we should try to restrain him. We went along with him up the street to the Johnstone home.
I'm Stevie's father. Where's your boy?
I'm sorry.
Where's your boy?
He's right here. Won't you come in?
It's all right, Miss Johnstone.
You the boy that was with Stevie?
Yes, sir.
What's your name?
Stanley.
Stanley. I know it wasn't your fault, Stanley. I wonder if you'd do something for me.
Yes, sir.
I've got a lot of nice presents for Stevie. I know he'd want you to have them. I want to give them to you. Christmas Eve.
Mom?
I think that would be a fine idea, son.
Come on, Ben.
Well, what does it all prove, Joe?
You don't give a kid a gun for Christmas.
The story you have just heard was true. Only the names were changed to protect the innocent.
On December 24th, 1948, a coroner's inquest was held in the county morgue, city and county of Los Angeles, state of California. At the coroner's inquest, it was officially recorded that Stephen Moorheim's death was the result of an accident. Stanley Johnstone, age 9, was absolved of any legal responsibility for his friend's death. You have just heard Dragnet, a new series of authentic cases from official files. Technical advice for Dragnet comes from the Office of Acting Chief of Police W.A. Wharton, Los Angeles Police Department.
Dragnet honors Hennepin County, Minneapolis, state of Minnesota, and the men of the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office, another of America's great law enforcement agencies. One of these men, Sheriff Ed Ryan, veteran police officer and department administrator, who dedicates his life to making yours more secure.
Something we should all remember. December 22nd, 1949. Be a responsible parent. Dragnet on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We're coming to the conclusion of The Cinnamon Bear. This episode, December 22nd, 1937 on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Judy and Jimmy and the Cinnamon Bear are in the snow country with Santa Claus. For a while, everything looked pretty wonderful. Santa Claus bundled them into his specially private sleigh and drove to Jack Frost's house. After examining the broken silver star, Jack took some magic snow cement, and before you could say Jack Robinson, the star was back together again. However, it was necessary to let the cement get good and solid, so Jack Frost left it on the windowsill, and what do you think? When Judy went back to look at the star, it was
gone. It's just as gone as though it had never been there.
Jiminy Crickets, this is awful. What'll we do, Santa Claus?
Now, the first thing to do is not get excited. Take a look outside, Jack. Maybe it fell off the sill into the snow.
All right, Santa. Just a minute till I raise the window a little more.
Do you see any sign of it, Jack Frost?
No, it's not there. Perhaps it... Look! There they go!
Who?
The bad dolls. That's where the silver star went. They stole it.
Willikers, Let's chase them. Come on, Judy. Come on, Cinnamon Bear.
Hold on, Jimmy. Hold on. You couldn't possibly catch them now. Why, they're going like 60.
But Santa, we can't stand here and let them get away with our silver star just after it's been mended and everything.
Now, don't you worry, Judy. I'll see to it that your star gets back safe and sound.
All right, if you say so, Santa. But it sure makes me feel pretty awful unhappy.
Me too. And ferocious besides, Garra.
Who are these bad dolls, anyhow?
Well, Jimmy, a few years ago, a most strange thing happened. The factory got hold of a bad lot of sawdust, and consequently, all the dolls that were stuffed with it turned out to be very naughty.
I beg pardon, Santa, but don't you think you'd better call out the tin soldiers? Those bad dolls have quite a head start, you know.
Oh, so they have. I almost forgot. May I use your phone, Jack?
Oh, certainly.
Thanks. Hello, operator? Hello? Get me Snowside 123 O'Leary. Yes. Hello? Nicky Frutal? Oh, Nicky, the bad dolls have just stolen Judy and Jimmy Star right after Jack Frost mended it. Now, I want you to order out a detachment of tin soldiers. Yes, tell Captain Tintop the bad dolls headed due west of Jack Frost's house. Mm-hmm, that's right.
Santa?
Oh, hold the phone, Nicky. Yes, what is it, Judy?
Excuse me, but would you please ask Nicky Frutal if the Crazy Quilt Dragon has come out of the tailor shop yet?
Oh, surely. Oh, Nicky, how about the Crazy Quilt Dragon? Well, how does he look? Oh, that's fine. Well, you tell him to meet us out in front of the big storeroom. Yes, that's it. All right, you got everything straight now? All right. Goodbye, Nicky. Well, there we are, children. The tin soldiers will be on their way in a minute. You'll have your star back in no time at all.
That's swell. Gee, I feel better already.
Just the same. It's pretty hard not to worry when it's getting closer and closer to Christmas every minute.
Oh, now you just leave it to Santa Claus, Judy. And now we've got to get started for the big storeroom and meet Crazy Quilt.
Speaking of Crazy Quilt, which I'd rather not do, what did Nicky Fruitles have to say about him?
Well, the tailors have done a mighty fine job of renovating. Nicky says he looks just like new.
Let's hurry. I'm anxious to see him.
He'll probably be so conceited you won't be able to touch him with a 10-foot pole.
Now, Cinnamon Bear, don't be jealous.
All right, come along, everyone.
Goodbye, Jack Frost. Thanks for mending the silver star.
We're ever so grateful.
Oh, sure, that's all right. I'm just sorry it had to get stolen.
Oh, that's all right, Mr. Frost. Santa's tin soldiers will get it back for us. And don't forget, next time you're visiting the world, you just stop at our house and I'll have Mother show you how to frost a chocolate cake.
You bet I will, Judy. Well, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye,
Jack Frost. Goodbye.
It's pretty cold out here. I don't know what we'd do without these fur suits you gave us, Santa.
All right, all in the sleigh now. Make it snappy.
Will somebody please give me a boost?
There you are, Cinnamon Bear.
Much obliged, Jimmy.
Everybody in? All right, off we go. Hi, Dunner. Hi, Blitzen. Hi. And here we are. This is the big storeroom.
There's Crazy Quilt waiting for us.
Hello, Crazy Quilt. Hello, Nicky.
Salutations, my friend. Salutations.
Hello, everybody.
Well, is everything all right, Nicky Frutal?
Tip-top, Santa. The tin soldiers got off with flying colors.
Ah, splendid.
Notice anything different, Judy?
Oh, my goodness, Crazy Quilt. You sure look specially handsome.
Oh, yes, indeed. My friends, you are gazing on a new Crazy Quilt Dragon.
Looks like the same old stuff to me.
Here, let me see. Well, he did a good job, all right. Turn around. Turn around.
Yes.
There. Why, your patches look just like new.
Oh, me, yes. I'm thrilled no end.
Boy, and you've got a brand new bow around your neck. It's sure a humdinger, Crazy Quilt.
I guess he's not the only one who has a bow.
Of course not, Patty O'Cinnamon. You have a lovely green one.
Green, very common color green. Now, my bow...
Orange, that's what it is. Orange, a yellowy orange.
It isn't either. It's scarlet, so there.
Well, whatever it is, They sure took you to the cleaners, all right. Too bad they didn't dry clean your crazy quiltish brains while they were at it.
Here. No quibbling, please.
Oh, don't mind them, Santa. They always act like that.
Oh, I see. Well, what do you say we just forget a bit about it, and we'll take a look around in the storeroom, huh? Right this way.
Goodness me. Just look at all the little pianos and horns and things. Hundreds of them.
Ah, this is the music department.
Ah, music. You don't happen to have a spare tuba around, do you, Santa? Used to play in the Dragon military band, you know.
So that's why you're such a windbag, huh, Crazy?
Here I am, Santa. Everything's taken care of.
Good. Now, where's that special piano job, Nicky? I'd like to look it over.
It's this one right over here. I'll take the cover off.
Ooh, a little white piano. Oh, it's beautiful.
Very nice. But it should be tested before we pack it, Nicky.
If I'm not intruding, Santa, I'd be glad to do the honors.
All right, Patio Cinnamon. We'd love to hear you play. Wouldn't we, Nicky Fruitle?
Indeed we would.
Piano player, huh? Sissy stuff.
Don't pay any attention to him, Cinnamon Bear. Go right ahead.
This is my own composition, my very own, Santa. I'm very fond of it.
So are we. Cinnamon Bear sang it for us the very first time we met him.
And he sang it for Queen Melissa, too.
As a matter of fact, he sings it on every possible occasion.
Well, personally, I think it's very pretty. Very well done.
Thank you, Patio Cinnamon. You're a real artist.
Much obliged, Nicky. Now, if you don't mind, I think I'll browse around a bit.
May we look at anything we like, Santa?
Why, certainly, Judy. Anything that isn't wrapped up.
Gee, Judy, take a look at this peachy trumpet.
Are you positive you have no tubas about, Santa?
Oh, plenty of them, Crazy Quilt. But none your size.
Oh, how unfortunate. You're really missing a treat. Some consider me a virtuoso.
Oh, Santa, what are all these toy soldiers doing here? I thought this was just the music department.
Well, those are musical soldiers, Judy. They play in the toy band. You'll hear them when we have the big inspection.
Where's Cinnamon Bear, Judy?
Why, Now, where did he go?
Oh, he probably wandered off by himself. Never mind, though. You won't get in any trouble around here.
Oh, I don't know about that, Nicky Fruitle. Paddy's middle name is Trouble.
Well, then, we'd better start looking for him. Don't see him anywhere around. Perhaps he went into one of the other rooms.
Where does this door lead to, Santa?
Oh, that's the Christmas sticker supply room. And let's see if he's wanted in there.
My word, what a collection of Christmas stickers and tags piled clear to the ceiling.
Aren't they pretty? I don't think I ever saw such beautiful ones.
What's that? There's something under this pile of stickers.
Here, let's see what this is all about.
It's Cinnamon Bear.
I've got his leg. Help me pull him out, Nicky.
Okay.
Oh, this is rich. He's covered from head to foot with stickers.
Come on, everybody. Let's pull them off for him.
Look, there's a great big sticker right across Patty's mouth, and it says, "Do not open till Christmas."
Oh, no, that's too much to ask. I doubt if our cinnamon friend could keep his mouth shut until Christmas, even though it isn't very far off. Well, here goes.
Oh, wow, what a life. Everything's again me.
How did all this happen, Mr. Cinnamon Bear?
Just looking around, minding me own business, that's all. Guess I was still a bit damp from the snow, and when that big pile of stickers toppled over on me...
Just minding your own business, eh, my little stuck-up fellow? Oh, what a sight you are.
Calling Santa Claus. Calling Santa Claus.
Oh, excuse me, please. Santa Claus speaking. What is it?
Captain Tintop has just reported skirmish with the bad dolls in the icicle forest.
Yes, go on.
Due to snowstorm, have had unexpected setback. Need reinforcements immediately. Bad dolls are much more stubborn than usual. Seems to be someone helping them. A scout reported that they are being led by a strange creature never seen before in the snow country. Couldn't tell much about it, but it was all green. That is all, Taffy Twist.
What strange creature is this who's leading the bad dolls? All green, the scout said. I wonder if it could possibly be the... Oh, well, we'll just have to wait till next time to find out.
The Cinnamon Bear, as we start winding it down as we get closer and closer to Christmas. December 22nd, 1937, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. Would you do me a favor and visit my webpage, classicradio.stream. There you can stream our shows on demand. You can learn more about building a classic radio collection of your own. You can also contact me there, find our social media links, and you can buy me a coffee. That Buy Me a Coffee money goes toward keeping our Classic Radio Theater network streams alive, and it also goes toward helping us acquire additional classic radio collections to bring you here on your favorite radio stations. And by the way, make sure you click that Extras tab. If you go to the Buy Me a Coffee, there are additional offers that will pop up there all the time. Alrighty, we thank you for tuning in. Please thank this station. Support their advertisers, would you please? Visit my friend Ted at radiomemories.com for shows on cassette, CD, or on flash drive for your computer. And please tell all your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.